The India-Pakistan relationship has been fraught with tension for decades. The disputed region of Kashmir remains a major flashpoint. On April 22, 2025, a horrific terror attack in Pahalgam, Kashmir, shattered any semblance of peace. The attack, which targeted civilians, resulted in the deaths of 26 individuals. Among the victims were 25 Indian nationals and one Nepalese citizen. The militant group, the Resistance Front or TRF, claimed responsibility for the attack. India immediately blamed Pakistan, alleging its support for cross-border terrorism. Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement. The Pahalgam attack sent shockwaves through India. Public anger and outrage were palpable. The attack revived painful memories of previous terrorist incidents. It also put immense pressure on the Indian government to respond decisively. Tensions escalated dramatically on May 6, 2025. India launched Operation Sindoor, a series of airstrikes targeting alleged terrorist camps in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The Indian government claimed the strikes destroyed 5 terror camps and eliminated over 70 militants belonging to the Jaish-e-Mohammed group.
Pakistan, however, disputed these claims. It reported 26 civilian deaths, including the destruction of residential buildings and a mosque.
Pakistan retaliated swiftly, launching counter-air operations on April 30th, which continued until May 7. It claimed to have shot down 5 Indian fighter jets, including a Rafale, 3 Su-30 MKIs, and a MiG-29. Pakistan released video footage to substantiate its claims, sparking widespread celebrations within the country. While India admitted to aerial engagements, it contested the downing of its jets, particularly the loss of a Rafale. The conflicting narratives further heightened the uncertainty and risk of escalation. The international community reacted with alarm to the escalating conflict. The United Nations Security Council convened an emergency closed-door session, calling for restraint and de-escalation. Global leaders, including former U.S. President Donald Trump, urged both sides to exercise caution and engage in dialogue.
The International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, or ICAN, issued a stark warning, highlighting the potential for catastrophic consequences if the conflict were to escalate to a nuclear exchange. ICAN estimated that 125 million people could die in a nuclear war between India and Pakistan.
The diplomatic fallout was swift and severe. India took the unprecedented step of withdrawing from the Indus Waters Treaty, a crucial agreement governing water sharing between the two nations. It also pulled out of the Simla Agreement, a bilateral accord signed in 1972. India expelled Pakistani diplomats and suspended all cross-border trade and travel.
Pakistan responded in kind. It closed its airspace to Indian aircraft, suspended diplomatic protocols, and placed its military on high alert.
Section 4. Economic and humanitarian repercussions. The conflict's economic and humanitarian toll was significant.
Pakistan, already grappling with a struggling economy burdened by a $131 billion external debt and a $7 billion IMF program, faced further economic hardship.
The border regions, heavily reliant on cross-border trade, experienced severe disruptions. The suspension of trade and travel led to job losses, supply chain disruptions, and increased commodity prices.
The conflict also triggered a humanitarian crisis. Thousands of people living in border villages were displaced, seeking refuge in safer areas. Communication blackouts and restrictions on movement hampered relief efforts. The conflict exacerbated existing vulnerabilities, particularly in the agricultural sector.
Section 5. An uncertain future. As of May 8, 2025, the situation remains tense and unpredictable. Both nations are locked in a dangerous standoff, with their militaries on high alert. While diplomatic channels are ostensibly open, mistrust and animosity run deep. The risk of miscalculation or further escalation remains alarmingly high. The international community continues to urge dialogue and de-escalation, but the path to peace remains elusive. The recent conflict has pushed India-Pakistan relations to a precarious precipice, with potentially catastrophic consequences for the region and the world.